Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session of Talking Tech, Women and Girls in ICT. My name is Connie, and today I'm excited to discuss tech opportunities, and tech careers, biomedical engineering in particular, with Ms. Anna Maria from Disior, a medical technology manufacturer in Finland. Talking Tech is a series celebrating girls and women in tech being recorded around the world between Girls in ICT Day 2020 and Girls in ICT Day 2022. Girls in ICT Day is an international day marked on the first day of each April, and in 2021, Girls in ICT Day was held on the 22nd April. Girls in ICT Day's objectives are to help create a global environment that empowers and encourages girls and young women to consider studies and careers in a growing field of information and communication technologies. The Talking Tech series is brought to you by the ITU, UNICC, and the Office of the UN Secretary General's Envoy on Youth, and is in support of Equals, the global partnership for gender equality in the digital age. The goals of the series include to interest and inspire girls and young women with information about a range of ICT careers that can be had, bring before a broader audience of some of the role model women in tech, and share information about their career journeys and work, offer diverse examples of how ICT is being used and support the achievement of the SDGs and other UN goals, showcase initiatives that are working with girls to support them in ICT studies or future ICT careers, and finally, provide girls and young women in tech with a leadership opportunity to represent and promote a Girls in Tech organization with which they are involved and promoted to a broader international audience. So after the introduction of the talking series, we can now move on to meeting Ms. Anna Maria. Ms. Anna Maria, good morning. Hope your day is off to a great start. How are you doing?
Oh, hey, it's great to meet you, Connie, and great to see you all. The day has been great so far. Thank you.
Okay, great. So could you introduce yourself so that we can get to know you better before our sharing starts?
Sure. So, Anna Maria Henell, currently the CEO and the founder of a Disior company. It's a medtech company doing software for orthopedics. Originally, I wanted to be actually a doctor, but was too lazy to start on the studies. So basically, I went just be a short time in the technology side, but then I ended up staying there. And then during the last 4 years, I actually go back to my dreams and start to combine the technology with the medical engineering and create my own thing. Just wanted to kind of get to helping people as close as I could without being a doctor myself. So that's more or less my background.
Okay, so I'll do like a bit of my background then. So as for
Please.
me, my parents aren't working in very specialized like tech fields, but then my dad is an electrician. So growing up, I've always wanted to follow in his footsteps. And then and once I entered year 7, I continued following my interest in tech and participated in many tech-related activities, which eventually led me to have the opportunity to go outside Hong Kong and explore how tech is like out there. And to my surprise, while tech can get very specialized and technical, there are still many aspects of it that are less specialized and is more open to a general audience. So at the young age of 15, with not much experience, I felt welcomed and I was motivated further to pursue an interest, a career, or both in the tech industry. And similar to you, Ms. Anna Maria, as for me, I've always wanted to pursue a career in the health industry, despite always getting involved in more tech-oriented activities and having tech interests. I actually first considered entering the medical field to be a doctor as well, since this is one of the most reputable courses to be taken by high achievers here in Hong Kong. And of course, there are many benefits of being a doctor, including like a high salary or a good social reputation. But then when I came across the idea that there are many different options to choose from when wanting a career in healthcare, I wanted to incorporate my love for tech together with my dream to work in the healthcare industry. So I turned to biomedical engineering, where I can like study, design, develop, and evaluate biological and medical systems and products. And that sort of became like a motivation for me to be in biomedical engineering. And back to you, Ms. Anna Maria. What do you like best about your job in biomedical engineering field now, or your jobs back in the day?
Yeah, I love the best, or the best part is that we can actually combine the technology with the medical field in a way that we work we as a team work together as kind of the best surgeons, the best radiologists, the clinicians of the world join the great minds of engineers, and together we kind of first of all, actually it wasn't quite easy to do the work together because we talked in a sense a different type of languages. So the medical professionals talked like the Latin and the medical side only, and then we talked about the engineering and the physics and the numbers, and we didn't quite match. And that's why I think actually there is a need for people who understand both sides and can kind of combine the sides, because a lot of cooperation is missing due to just the miscommunication, or just don't have the ability to understand, or the patience to understand what the other side is doing. But by combining the two and being kind of able to work together, you can create so many new things that don't exist yet, and they help actually both sides. So just creating those teams to work together and really see that, hey, we actually can work together and we can create something great, has been kind of the best part of it.
Oh, that's nice. So it's
Hey,
basically about like the teamwork and creating something meaningful out. And yeah, I think that is like a very good result of like a job in the biomedical engineering field. And
yeah,
as for me, I'm not like working in the biomedical engineering field yet, but like as a student, what I love about biomedical engineering, the subject, is that biomedical engineering opens up a whole new world of opportunities to think and create and just let your mind roam free. And
mm-hmm.
what I mean by that is that when you look at other healthcare jobs, such as nurses or technicians, or like even some doctors, they always have to follow some standard procedures. And a lot
Yeah,
of things are already predefined, pre-evaluated for them. And
true.
for example, if a patient has this disease, you have to follow this set of procedures and then suggest them to do this, and then that. And what this does is actually it restricts like the room for imagination, and especially the room to innovate novel solutions to target existing health problems or inconvenience in certain health solutions. But with biomedical engineering, you get to collaborate with different people from different sectors, like the engineering sector and the medicine sector, and then you get to create different new inventions, new apparatus to treat people and just make their lives better as a whole, and of course save more lives. So that, I think, it's actually very meaningful, and I really like this about the biomedical engineering subject. And
Yeah.
back to you.
And by kind of adding on top of that, so working in that field is not easy. Or
Mhm,
kind of what I found, it's not easy because people are very used to be kind of in the silos, in a sense,
mhm,
that doctors do their things and engineers do their things, and they don't, there is not always that much even kind of the willingness to come out of that silo of the
mhm.
bubble that you created, as you said, that people are used to do in certain ways and they are
Yeah.
told to do things in certain ways. So it's actually not too easy to go outside of that and try
Mhm.
to pursue something new. And that's why I think these kind of persons, one foot in the other bubble and one foot in the other, is kind of a really valuable thing, and more like that in the future. But it hasn't been there for long, so people have been kind of historically really done it long way, just in those special kind of disciplines. So how, I just out of curiosity, as you are now kind of in those people that have selected a bit differently,
Mhm.
so what made you do that? And did you kind of encounter some expectations from maybe outside society or the family or so, that they were kind of trying to tell you where to go and what to do? And what did they say when you kind of told them that what is your selection for the future?
So for me, like as I mentioned at first, I at first wanted to become a doctor, like because this is like a norm in the Hong Kong society that if you have higher grades, then you should go into this field. But then my family, they've always been very supportive of me, and um, the reason why I got into tech is actually because of them as well, because they've
Mm,
always been encouraging me, okay, you should try this, you should try that. And even for my experiences to go to like international conferences, they've always been there to support me. And I think that the upbringing and parents being there to support you is actually very important for you to reach your like full potential. And so when I told them that, okay, I'm not going to be a doctor, I want to try biomedical engineering, they're like, and they said, okay, yeah, sure, go for it. And basically, with their support behind me, I felt really like empowered, and I not as terrified as to go into a different path. And
mm,
but for some people that I know, like their parents would force them to enter the medical field, like become a doctor, or else you will be like a disgrace to the family. And
mm.
that in a sense actually takes back what their true potential is. And I think that it's really important to always have someone behind to support you, especially like parents. And yeah, I'm really grateful for that. Like my parents, they've really been supportive. And yeah, so far
Sounds,
not many challenges as of now.
yeah, it sounds really terrific. And I also think that the support of the family
Hmm.
and your friends is extremely important for girls to actually go into the tech field in general,
Hmm.
because it's not that common. And I've been thinking a lot why that is, because, well, as I told in the beginning, I wasn't too fond of the technology as such. I'm still not really fan of tech or numbers or physics or
Hmm.
maths or anything. And that's why the technology field, studying that wasn't my first priority.
Hmm.
But then when I went through that path, I actually saw that it's something else than just kind of doing a career in technology. It is just to kind of, it's the basic how you understand how the world works, how what the basics are. You understand what the tech can do, and then you can use all your imagination and everything to kind of figure out what you can do with that tech. If
Hmm.
you like people, if you like healthcare, if you want to help people or the world. So that tech area is really important to kind of be able to go to that area. And I told you before that I see that same with my daughter, who is now
Hmm.
19, and she also don't like the tech, so she thinks it's nothing to go to. But then I kind of somehow, we talked about it, and now she's there as well. And it's maybe somehow that how the tech as education is being kind of advertised, it's kind of focused on the tech itself, and maybe not that appealing to
Hmm.
the young women also in the field. So it would shouldn't be just tech, it's an opportunity to change the world. That
Hmm.
how they should advertise that. But how now you are a girl in tech, so how do you find it in kind of your personal opinion in your country? So how the girls and the tech, how do they match?
Fortunately for me in Hong Kong, we are very results oriented. So basically, if you want to enter a university, you have to get good grades. And the way to get good grades is to choose science and tech subjects, because those, as long as you understand the concept, then you can get a higher grade. So in here, for this, in my case, both girls and boys, if they want to be high achievers, they usually choose tech and like science. So this is a bit kind of like different from other countries.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but then I'm sure that in other countries, the ratio of men studying tech and all that should be much higher than women. And even in Hong Kong, I also see this phenomenon because, for instance, in my university, over half of the students in engineering are male students. And we have a
Mm.
saying that, okay, these male students are kind of sad because they couldn't find a girlfriend in the faculty of engineering. And so yes, so there is this sort of phenomenon here. But then I think I'm very fortunate to be doing everything that I love in tech and the biomedical engineering field here, because everyone around me does not have the concept that, okay, since I'm a female, I don't do as well as like males or them. And very
Mhm.
often when working with peers, my suggestions are also valued and there isn't much discrimination. But
Mm.
of course, there are lots of places where discrimination is still happening, and it is really important for us to spread the message that we are as capable as men. And on the contrary, a bigger challenge that I face is the fact that I'm a young woman, so the age
Mm.
factor. So when I first went to the UNIGF, I felt very intimidated because most people there were professional men specializing in IT or tech policies and are like over 10 years older than me. And being a young girl at the age of 15, then that situation sort of terrified me. It felt as though I didn't belong or that I'm just an outsider. But then gradually I was able to meet like talented women at the conference and they were so welcoming. And I began to feel that, okay, there is a space here for me and to be myself and also to contribute in whatever way that I can. And I also think that it's important for young women like us to support each other and work together. For example, I work with a global youth scientific journal, which supports young girls to innovate and do research in STEM. I also organize activities for young girls to get involved in tech for a good cause, such as promoting digital inclusion and spreading awareness on internet governance issues. So it's really important that women and young girls come together and create a safe community within different fields to ensure that everyone's voices could be heard and are valued.
Yeah, I think you have been so brave and kind of
Thank
so
you.
courageous and so such a great role model for all the young girls. So keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you.
You'll be going to be something great. So we didn't talk about the kind of the teamwork and kind of as the world is changing,
Mhm,
and I think the tech area as such is such a great kind of basis for everything, because if you understand the basics of different technologies, you can actually build something new to help the world, to help the people in the future, because the world is not as same as it was kind of when I was young. There were
mhm,
clear professions, clear areas, and the only thing as that you manage that one, and then you can have a career in that, and you're kind of fine for the rest of your life, and you can kind of
mhm,
work in there. But in today's world, it's not anymore the case. So the more I see this, so kind of becomes apparent that the old barriers of between professions are going to disappear.
mhm,
And I think in the tech education, and also with us older people already in the working life, we should also get all the time this kind of new information and new education from the different fields. So I see that that the kind of importance of the tech education is also that you can understand different areas, and by understanding the areas and the things behind that, you can also understand different people. And this is more or less also relates to this 2 feet in different bubbles in a sense, so you can actually be a bridge of
mhm,
creating together with a team something, because also today no one can do anything alone, so you
mhm,
need to do it together with a team, and the better the team is, that the better you understand what each of you is doing. So how do you see now when you're in this education still? So how do you see the importance of the teamwork there? How is it taken into account, and how important it is actually to understand different fields now when you're doing in the biomechanics? So you do mechanics, the biology, you do kind of tech and biology together. So how do you see the importance and the things in there?
Well, so I can start by talking about how like I personally enjoy exposing myself to many different fields, including like science, technology, internet governance, tech policies, etc. And nowadays, a lot of issues and problems that they require a multi-stakeholder approach to solve it. And in this case, there's a lot of you need to involve a lot of people to work together. And so on one hand, you need a team, but on another hand, it's also important to have a bit of knowledge in the relevant sectors beforehand. So with internet governance as an example, this is a huge field that requires experts in policies, IT infrastructure, and other sectors to come together and work on issues. And as a youth myself, in order to provide my suggestions as a youth, it's crucial to have a certain degree of understanding before being able to contribute in those different sectors. And when we talk about biomedical engineering, yes, it is a interdisciplinary study with biomedical and engineering sciences together, and they're applied innovatively to solve human health problems. Biomedical engineers, many people have this concept that, okay, biomedical engineers, they're trained in everything because it's such a broad subject, and then therefore they actually specialize in nothing. And this is actually kind of like a false concept or like a misunderstanding of the field. While it is true that biomedical engineering is a broad field covering subjects from engineering, medicine, biology, and the core curriculum could be very hectic to complete, and sometimes even after studying for 1 or 2 years, you feel as though, okay, I'm not really accomplishing anything in this biomedical engineering thing. It seems as though I'm studying many different courses in different fields, like what is going on? But then there are actually some universities that provide biomedical engineering as a program to provide students with streams to choose from. And these streams are for specializing in a specific field, for example, medical instrumentation, biomedical imaging, as well as molecular engineering. And under each stream, there are numerous courses for students to choose from and thereby specialize in something. So therefore, there's still ways to have a speciality, but then to study biomedical engineering, being trained in everything gets stressful and tiring at times, definitely. And sometimes these courses can become detrimental to your GPA because it's extremely difficult to be good at every single course provided by the biomedical engineering department. But I don't necessarily see being trained in everything as a bad thing, because so far I've enjoyed broadening my background and learning a lot about different subjects. And with my experiences in ICT and tech as well, I think it's always a good thing to be well-rounded and have some knowledge in different areas so that you can combine them together and try and create something new and something innovative instead of just focusing in one speciality like you mentioned. So we can like be in different bubbles and bringing these bubbles together and creating something new and novel, which isn't like the previous times.
Yeah, I totally agree on that. And I kind of agree on the statement that actually you don't need to accomplish yet anything while you're studying. So you just study different areas. And then when you get out from the school, then you can actually start creating something great. And I've seen very many occasions where innovations don't happen just because people don't talk to each other and they don't understand each other. Like I told in the beginning, the team of surgeons, the team of engineers, we didn't know how to talk to each other in the beginning. And it took us like a year to learn how to talk to each other. And it's really difficult. And that's why we need people who can actually talk to very many different background people. And that's kind of exactly what you're kind of becoming to. So I think it's a great area to study.
Thank you. So it's actually really important to like create more bridges between different areas so that you guys can come together and just not waste too much time in trying to figure out how to communicate with each other if we have like a bridge to like smoothen things out more quickly. And
Exactly.
I think so finally, Ms. Anna Maria, to end this discussion, do you have any advice for young girls and women who would like to pursue a career in biomedical engineering, or just like tech in general?
Yeah, so I would encourage all the young girls to at least look what the tech side, the engineering side offers, not be afraid what it looks like, not be intimidated by any formulas or math or the amount of physics in there. It's not anything that would be too hard for any of us. And look at it as a bridge or as a way to pursue your dreams and to kind of be able to do something great, because everything in the future, I think, includes some sort of technology or engineering knowledge, as the world is going to that direction so fast. What is your, now talking about the future, what is your dream? What do you want to be when you go out from the school? So what do you see yourself doing?
Well, currently I'm actually just exploring like the biomedical engineering field. I'm just trying to figure out and trying different new areas. Like, as you can see, I'm trying out internet governance, I'm trying out tech, I'm also trying out biomedical engineering. So basically now I see it as a time for me to just explore. And if I manage to graduate from like biomedical engineering, then, and if I get like an opportunity to continue a career in biomedical engineering, then for sure I'll go for it and see how it is like. So basically, I think I would just try and embrace all the challenges that comes along the way. And if there are actually some opportunities that I like or I'm interested in, then I'll just go for it and see how it's like. So I won't really set a definite goal for myself. I would just like try many different things. And if I find the path that, okay, this is what I want to do, then I'll just go down that path instead of having like a predefined goal at the very beginning. So yes, I think that's how I wanted my future to be.
And could you recommend an engineering career for other girls now based on your experience? Would you encourage them to go and take the step?
Well, definitely. I mean, engineering is such like a huge sector, and you have electronical engineering, you have mechanical engineering, even biomedical engineering. And all of these engineering fields are actually, it covers like a wide range of disciplines. And if you go into one subject, you'll get to learn many different disciplines. And throughout that process of trying to find like, okay, which discipline is your favorite, I think you should just go for one, and then just in the meantime explore other places as well, and then so you can like jump around and just find whatever that you like. And I also can add another advice, which is like, don't be afraid to speak up, voice your thoughts, grasp opportunities, especially for young girls, because young girls actually have so many ideas and potential to make the world a better place. And with one more person stepping up and like showing others that, okay, this is something that I can do, then this would actually create a chain reaction and also motivate others to do the same as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. I learned also from my life that you need to be really brave to pursue what you want to do, and it really pays off, no matter how scary it is. So just go there, speak up, be brave, and you can get to anything you want.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Anna Maria. Do you have anything to add on? If not, then we'll
Yeah,
wrap
I
up.
think it has. Yeah, I think it was a great discussion. It was such a pleasure to get to know you. I would love to meet kind of more girls like you.
Thank
And
you.
any help you need, I'll be always here for you. And let's kind of together somehow try to get more girls, more women into the tech field. Would be great.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Anna Maria. So with such valuable insights and advice from you, Ms. Anna Maria, that wraps up our session today for Talking Tech, Women and Girls in ICT. And thank you so much. I really enjoyed our chat today, and I hope that we can stay in touch. And also huge thanks to our viewers for watching, and see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.